Beginner or 10 years in the gym, doesn't matter. You've probably believed at least one of these 5 fitness myths without ever questioning it. Take this one: cardio kills your gains. It gets repeated in every gym, every forum, every group chat, and it's wrong. That's just one of 5 widely believed myths that peer-reviewed research has already quietly taken apart. Myth number 1: no pain, no gain. Soreness feels like proof you worked hard. No ache, no progress, right? Not according to the research. In one well-known study, scientists took 2 groups and put them through the exact same 8-week training program. One group was completely new to lifting. The other had already adapted to it. The new lifters got noticeably sore. The experienced group barely felt a thing. But here's the part that breaks the myth. Both groups built the exact same amount of muscle and gained the exact same amount of strength. Soreness wasn't the driver of their results. It was just a side effect of doing something their bodies weren't used to yet. So if you finish a workout feeling fine, that doesn't mean you wasted your time. Soreness isn't a receipt for growth. It's just noise. Myth number 2: spot reduction. Here's a belief that refuses to die. Do enough crunches, and you'll finally burn that stubborn belly fat. It sounds logical: work the muscle, burn the fat sitting on top of it. Except that's not how the body actually manages fat. Researchers reviewed over 1,000 people across more than a dozen high-quality studies, comparing trained limbs to untrained ones. The result was almost embarrassingly clear. There was no meaningful difference in fat loss between the side that trained and the side that didn't. Your body doesn't pull fat from the exact spot you're working. It pulls it from wherever it wants, based on genetics and overall fat levels. So crunches will absolutely strengthen your core. They just won't touch the fat covering it. You can strengthen a spot. You cannot shrink one. Myth number 3: cardio kills gains. This is the myth that starts arguments in every gym. Lifters avoid the treadmill like it's going to erase their progress, convinced that any cardio steals gains meant for muscle. And there is a real phenomenon behind this fear, called the interference effect. But here's what most people get wrong. It only shows up at extremes. Think marathon-level training volumes stacked directly on top of heavy lifting. At normal, realistic doses, multiple meta-analyses from the last few years show resistance training remains the primary driver of muscle growth, and moderate cardio doesn't meaningfully get in its way. In fact, for most lifters, a bit of cardio supports recovery and fat loss without costing them a single rep of progress. The interference effect is real. It's just not aimed at you. Myth number 4: muscle turns into fat. You've probably heard this one from someone who used to be in shape. Stop training, and apparently your muscle turns into fat. It's a vivid image, but it's biologically impossible. Muscle and fat are 2 completely different types of tissue, built from different cells with different jobs. One cannot physically convert into the other, any more than bone can turn into skin. What's actually happening is 2 separate processes running side by side. Your muscle shrinks from lack of use, that's atrophy. And if you keep eating the same amount of food while burning fewer calories, that surplus gets stored as new fat. 2 unrelated events happening on the same timeline that just look like one transformation. Your muscle didn't become fat. You lost one thing and gained another for a completely different reason. Myth number 5: the 30-minute anabolic window. If you've ever rushed a protein shake straight after a workout, terrified of missing your window, you can relax. The idea of a strict 30 to 60-minute anabolic window has been part of gym culture for decades. But when researchers reviewed the data and accounted for how much protein people ate across the entire day, that narrow window basically disappeared. Your muscles actually stay receptive to protein for hours after training, not minutes. What predicts your results isn't how fast you drink that shake. It's whether you hit your total protein target by the end of the day. So next time you're stuck in traffic after leg day, don't panic. Your body isn't working on a 30-minute deadline. It's working on an all-day one. 5 myths, 1 pattern. They sound right, so nobody ever bothers to check them. That's what this channel does differently: real insights, no hype. If you want more fitness advice put through the same test, evidence over opinion, no filler, hit like and subscribe. There's a lot more gym folklore out there waiting to be taken apart.